Hello YouTube, Kentucky Prepper 1792, and I want to talk about gardening. While you should garden as if your life depends on it, because things are getting bad. This COVID-19 shutdown is worse than I think a lot of us realize, and it's a long-term disaster. These restaurants being shut down means that restaurant suppliers are also not getting the business that they're used to getting. These restaurant suppliers aren't just these little stores that you go to. They are huge manufacturer warehouses, and they're going to be connected to manufacturers across the U.S. for all kinds of food supplies, and eventually it's going to be connected to farmers. Farmers are not going to get their contracts fulfilled as they're used to getting fulfilled. They're used to selling a lot of food, and so now they're going to have to reach out and find new ways to sell food, and I think it's a big change. So financial revenue is not coming back for a while for a lot of families. A lot of people are already out of work, and I think some of us who are insulated, some of us government workers, like I'm a high school teacher, I think we shouldn't just assume that things are going to be okay because people aren't working, tax revenues coming short. Garden, right? That's the idea. So what can you do if you can't get food supplies? So there's a lot of jurisdictions that are shutting down gardening supplies, and that's going to prevent a lot of people from growing food, and it's the best time right now to grow food. It's like most crucial than any other time in a lot of our lives. For those who are currently shut down, can you order online from these big box stores? Can you pick them up? That's not the case. Then can you go to Craigslist, Amazon, eBay, and purchase supplies for delivery there? It's more expensive to have things delivered, and I think that's going to be the new norm. But things you can do if you can't do that. What do you have in your refrigerator right now? Seeds from the kitchen. Can you grow tomatoes, bell peppers, hot peppers, seeds from the spice cabinet, dry beans, strawberries, apples, raspberries, kiwis, squash, zucchini, whatever it is? Can you collect the seeds from that and grow? Collect them, dry them out overnight, and seeing if you can get them to grow. Can you grow any living kitchen scraps? I know this might seem ridiculous, but it's possible, guys. Can you regrow celery, onions, romaine lettuce, sweet potatoes, peppermint, carrots, whatever it is? There are a lot of resources online, a lot of resources on YouTube that you can look at to help you learn how to regrow things and how to plant things for the first time. So if you're the first time, there's a lot of resources on how to do that. You can get the supplies, use what you got. So you decide to grow, now what? Research what you need to do. Use your brain, guys. You can use your brain. Plan on what you're going to do. Do what you planned on doing. And if it didn't work, then modify what you did and just solve these problems as you can go. If you're missing a supply or you're missing a certain material, you can get that material, right? For example, if you don't have perfect potting soil, there's a saying called that stuff is cheap as dirt, right? Because dirt is outside. Go get it. Use what you have. Start a compost from your kitchen scraps. A way to accelerate the compost making, which I wouldn't plan on having compost right now for it, right? But use worms. Have a little worm bin. They're easy to make, and you don't need all this fancy supplies. You can use what you have. You can use yard waste as mulch as compost, leaves, grass, whatever it is you got in your yard. Can you get stuff from your neighbors on the weekly pickup? Guys, you can just plant in the dirt that you have. It may not be the best dirt that you have, but doing something is going to be better than nothing right now. But get to growing. All right, so how much can you grow? I would say is grow as much as you can for the space that you have. You don't have to spend a lot, but I would say plant a lot. I would say plant more than you think you should. Grow food that is calorie dense, grow food that you will eat, grow food that produces in abundance, and grow food that you can store. Those are some good things. At the minimum, some things that I'm going to do, potatoes, sweet potato, squash, corn, zucchini, tomatoes, peppers. That's just the minimum of what I'm going to do. Look up old World War II victory gardens. That's a good start. YouTube and keyword search on Google, survival gardens. That's also a good thing to look at. If you can, trellis. Trellis will save space, and instead of like some squash, they vine out. If it's not the bush variety, they will vine out and they'll cover space. Just have them grow up. If you can have them growing up, then you can get them to grow up, then yeah, you'll save a lot of space. Plugging in my laptop here, I took my notes on. So remember that growing is not a planet and forget it. I tell people who say they don't have a green thumb, I say people who don't have a green thumb, it's the same reason that people say they can't cook. If you can't cook, it's because you left the kitchen and you stopped watching your food and you forgot about it and you burnt it. The same thing about gardening. You're gonna have to look at it every day. Go outside every day, whether it's to weed, to water, to just check on what you need to do. There's something to do daily. You don't have to spend hours and hours daily, but you do need to check it daily. All right, garden security is another thing we're gonna need to start worrying about, and I think it's gonna be very critical this year. Not only are you gonna need to secure your garden from rabbits and squirrels and chipmunks and insects, but also the two-legged beast, yes, man. Put up fences if you can. There's all kinds of ways to put up fences, and you can do it cheaply. Keep an eye on things. Increase your security on what's going on. Plant more than enough. That's also a key to security. Can you convince your neighbors to start growing? You don't have to lay down like that's the end of the world, but hey, you want to have a tomato growing competition, or hey, you know, these grocery stores, they've been a little bare lately. Would you like to start growing some food? I have a few extra starts that I can share with you, or whatever. Encourage your neighbors to grow, because the idea is the more of your neighbors that are growing, the more you're insulating yourself from people wanting your garden in your immediate area. For those who are unemployed, maybe you can start a side business, whether it's planting people's garden for them, tilling or weeding. Maybe you convince some people like, hey, I will grow your garden for you for this amount of money. Who knows? Maybe you can haul yard waste for others, and so maybe people will pay you to haul their yard waste away, and then you get to use it for your own compost and mulch. So the moral of the story is get started now. If you started early, you're on time. If you're starting right now, you're late, and just get started now, okay? Guys, I'm off of here. This video is already 8 minutes long. Keep God first. Take care of your family. Help out your neighbors. Take care.